Hey, what's up YouTube, Scabadger here, and we are back on the lovely day 12. Now, nothing lovely about day 12, I don't know why I bothered saying that. However, what is good to see is we are in second place for the world's mightiest armies, behind our ally North Sudan, and in front of our ally Libya. So we are currently in very good standing, considering we're not placed too well on the Index of Nations. So for us personally, if we go back, I think 2 days, maybe even one if the newspaper loads. Must be 2 days, so if we go back again to day 10, we can see that we have the third largest economy, and based on the stats presented today, we also have the world's second mightiest army. So those things go hand in hand. You have a big economy, you have a big army. Simple as that. So if we have a quick look in here as well, I don't think there's anything that pertains to myself. Oh yeah, we're at war with Spain now. Oh god, that's a whole story. So I think I recorded something last night about me attacking Yugoslavian troops that were leaving this island here. Now, I did attack them. I killed them all 25,000 men dead in the water. With my submarines, and that was awesome. That was good. That was a mission well done. However, that basically then increased the tensions between me and Spain, and although I was able to talk to Spain, and Spain, lovely guy, really good to talk to, really open, really good for a discussion. He is sticking by his ally on this one, and that is arguably a very good move to do. I'm not saying anything bad about how he's conducting himself. He's doing exactly what I do here. He stood by his ally Yugoslavia. So I also offered peace to Yugoslavia, reminding him that I told him I'd sink his troops if they did exactly what he did. And you know, he doesn't want peace. So Spain's doing the right thing and sticking by Yugoslavia. However, Spain is also the easiest way into Europe, so that's what we're doing at the moment. I'm not sure if I scared the Spanish fleet away, however, it is going in the opposite direction to where I intend to land. I know he is going to try and attempt to cross over at some point. Our intel that we got a day change confirms that he's going to attempt to cross. Nothing threatening about this, nothing I can't stop. After all, it was probably a fake, if anything. So my feeling on the matter is that this is a fake. This is exactly what I did to him at day change. Changed all of his troops' orders so they painted a very different picture. Probably what he's doing at the moment is he's sending his ships back down to here. All of his troops are coming down to here at the moment, but he's going to escort them across the smallest gap. After all, it makes sense. He's going to want to expose his troops to the ocean for as little time as possible. It doesn't make sense for him to try to do what Yugoslavia did and cross without an escort. I have more faith in Spain than that, so I hope he doesn't do that. At the same time, it would be awesome if he is doing exactly what I'm predicting him to be doing, which is moving his troops down to here, because then I'll be able to march into here unopposed and wreak havoc. So the problem is, I don't actually have much of a plan once I get into Spain, you know? Bit of an issue. Really big issue. But it's that simple. We have a large amount of troops, however, it's nothing compared to what he has. I'm going to have to take it slow, play defensively, and let him come to us. We have a very similar amount of artillery, and his troops are going to be more spread. So hopefully what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try force him to move, force him to spread his troops, and then try to take them out one at a time. I'm going to try to draw him towards the coast, make the most of my cruisers, hit his troops on the coast, and that's just the general plan. So I'm going to stick to these two provinces to begin with. From there, I should be able to deal a lot of damage. So far, I've dwindled his air force down to 1 interceptor. He's offline at the moment, I'm pretty sure. So he's down to 1 interceptor, and I'm not patrolling over the ship yet, am I? No, they're still back there. Okay, might get one more patrolling. So he started with 5 interceptors at the beginning of the day. I started with this whole stack here, and as we can see, my stack's taking some damage and is 4 hit points away from losing a tactical bomber and 3 hit points away from losing an interceptor. However, I'm confident we can take out this last remaining interceptor without losing any aircraft. If we do, that'll be a massive win. We will have killed 5 of his interceptors for the price of 0 of our own. I was able to get a few very cheap shots off at one of his interceptors earlier when when I first declared war, and that's a trick I might actually not talk about. Yeah, because that's a good trick. That's a good one to have on my sleeve. So we're not going to talk about that one. Instead, what we are going to do is we're probably going to go have a look at what's happening elsewhere around the world. So we've not only got any ships in here, we've got a naval bomber that is patrolling the area. And that's just to make sure we don't just get randomly attacked. Now, I would like to push an attack out through here. However, it would be very hard for us to hold and protect troops crossing up here while also defending over here. So basically, I mean, the way I see it is it's easier to invade Spain and have all of our navy down in here so we can also react if Spain tries to cross. Yugoslavia is not going to be crossing anytime soon with 40 units or 25,000 men at the bottom of the ocean. His army is, well, pretty much non-existent. He still has about 10 artillery and clearly some light tanks he's been rebuilding. However, that's not too much of a threat at the moment. However, it could be. In the spying area, with our allies who have managed to get reveal alls on Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and scroll down, that was Turkestan. Yep, Turkestan didn't get a reveal all on him, I believe, which kind of sucks. We're kind of hoping for that one. We tried to get one on Romania, however, I stuffed it up, all on me. I placed all my spies in a place that had a barracks, so instead of getting me a reveal all, they damaged the barracks, which is not helpful at all. However, it is confident to see that Romania has some barracks out in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully for his sake, this is a barracks that's been captured from the enemy and he hasn't rebuilt it, and I've just hopefully finished the job off him. Best case scenario is he's training militia. In that event, we've already won the war. So that would be good to see. And North Sudan, our ally, we got intel on him. He must have been hit by some spies by the looks of it. I guess that would be the case. What's up with that icon there? That seems a little odd. Anyway, down here in the Red Sea, our allies are now sending their troops across into Saudi Arabia. And they're making, they've made progress. However, they're not exactly making massive progress. They're literally just moving their troops across at the moment. And they'll land in about 10-ish hours from now. At this point in time, intel suggests that we have actually more troops than them, and we're going to have more troops than them in Saudi Arabia, so that is awesome to see. However, what we do have to worry about is Torpedo, Iraq. I mean, that's a pretty deadly stack there, and he's stacking it even bigger and bigger. And I'm actually quite worried about that stack there, especially going forward. So I'm happy that we're getting in there early and we're going to be able to deal to this. Now, the thing with the stack here is it has a hell of a lot of aircraft, however, it doesn't have many interceptors. If we have a look at our allies, for example, just down here, we outmatch them on interceptors quite easily. As we can see, we have 36 right there. However, old Torp only has 11. He does have his allies in the region to help out, and they will provide aircraft as well. However, it's not quite as much as 36 aircraft. At the same time, I could send my 8 over. However, I feel like they're a little more important over here. Is this patrol done yet? 5 minutes. We might even get to see that complete. Where's that destroyer at? Yeah, I can't tell. Is that like in the patrol zone or not? We'll switch to the old graphics. Will that help? Maybe that's too much work. Anyway, I don't want to patrol over the enemy ships, or else I'll just attack those and deal damage to those. So what we are going to do is, I know we're only 5 whole minutes off, but we're actually going to not patrol this time around. We're going to move back out of the way of the enemy ships and reset the patrol. He will still attack and he will still hit us, but at least this way we're not going to take any unnecessary damage. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's happening up here. Down here we have finished off pushing Madagascar out of the mainland, which is awesome to see. Madagascar raided in and really annoyed Rog by stealing a capital. Talked about this before, team. Don't steal capitals. No one likes it. No one likes you when you steal capitals. You might be helping yourself, but you're certainly pissing off people around you that have done all the work to earn that capital. Admittedly, I do it from time to time. However, I make sure the people I'm stealing capitals from are not in a position to hurt me. So, you know, that's something you got to consider there, team. If you're going to steal a capital, make sure you can then defend yourself. Because trust me, there's very few things that are worse than stealing a capital. Anyway, elsewhere in the world, Pakistan is now at war with Persia, which is odd because I could have swore for a while they looked like they were working together. So that's interesting to see. Wait, is Pakistan at war? Oh no, I was looking at Persia. Okay. Anyway, we also now have shared maps with Japan. Japan is building a subwall at the moment, by the looks of it. However, he must have good relations with these guys because the subwall is not extending down here. So he must have really good relations with the good old Philippines and the other players in this area. He's also expanding into East Siberia and is taking out I hate names, eh? Just simple names work. I give up. Attacking this AI nation right here and taking out West Yakutat at the same time. So that's what's happening in Asia. Meanwhile, down in our good old Aussie, it looks as though Papua New Guinea is now facing off against Western Australia, potentially. Yep. I wonder whose side New Zealand is on, or if New Zealand is even getting involved in this. He's at Western Australia. He's at war with Western Australia. So Papua New Guinea and Western Australia. So Papua New Guinea and New Zealand appear to be going after old Western Australia. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Western Australia pulls this off and if he can defend himself. He looks like, at the moment, he is potentially winning this fight, which is awesome to see. So, good luck to him, I guess. Anyway, elsewhere in the world, we can see here that appears as though I was right. Venezuela has not chosen to work with South America, and it looks as though these two, East Amazonas and Venezuela, have teamed up to take South Argentina out. The poor guy. Chile is still there though. That's interesting. At the same time, they will be looking to take this player out soon, or inactive player, and I'm still surprised. Oh no, North Brazil's inactive. They'll be finishing him off soon as well. So I'm actually surprised to see that haven't done that yet. But anyway, within the next couple of days, we're going to see South America occupied by 2 players, and then hopefully by that point we've finished fighting with Spain and he's agreed to peace. However, I doubt that. Meanwhile, in America, what's changed since last time? It's odd. Northwest USA must be dead at this point. Yeah, 1 province. So, what looks like. It looks like what's happening at the moment is British Columbia controls the east. That is the east. No, that's the west coast, guy. The west coast. Colorado controls the central regions. This guy controls a little bit of the north. North USA. Wait, it must be Northwest USA I was looking at before. Oh no, that's the research tab. Northwest USA. Okay. North USA controls a little bit of the Central America as well, and Caribbean is still doing good. Looks like British Columbia as well. Looks like British Columbia has also pushed down to this side and is taking things out over here. So what we're seeing at the moment is the American Reich is slowly coming out on top here, and they'll be looking to move on pretty soon. So they have nearly got control of America, and then it's basically what are these guys going to do? So South America probably versus North America would be my guess. Unless they come up with a peace and leave us alone. Well, leave each other alone. So that pretty much covers most of the world. So the last thing I'm going to finish with is what we're building and what we are training. So at the moment we are training 3 submarines and a destroyer. Now the reason I'm training these at the moment is to just get some more troops out quickly. We lost 4 maybe? Submarines, taking out those 40 convoys yesterday, so we need to replace those. At the same time, we're also going to need destroyers because it just so happens that Spain has quite a few subs, so we're going to need destroyers to sink his subs. At the same time, we're also building infantry and a couple of light tanks, well, a light tank, to bolster our army. We're going to need those units, especially as we will be fighting on the land. I usually like to play support and stick to the sea. However, Europe is notorious for having a lot of combat on the ground. It's not quite like South America, Oceania, where I can rely on my navy. My navy will only get me so far in this combat, so I am gonna need. Oh, is he dead yet? Is he 45? Okay, next time. Now, did I lose any aircraft? I shouldn't have lost any aircraft. Let's put it that way. Although I may have taken some. Oh, taking damage here. I would have taken damage. Yeah, so still 4 hit points, and So what we can do is we're gonna grab just one of these, and if I'm correct and I send this away, it should prevent us from losing an aircraft on the next rotation. So what we'll do is we'll RTB that. So that's one interceptor gone, and yeah, and it's probably the next hit's probably not going to do 4 points of damage, so we should be able to avoid losing an interceptor. Yeah, that should work. That'll work. Okay, yes, there it is. Okay, so we found it. Have we sunk it or done much damage to it. Perfect. So what we need to do now, team. So in the place of naval bombers, this is how you go about finding enemy submarines. So my convoys at the moment, all my convoys are being led by submarines. As you'll notice here, I've got a submarine parked at the center point, and I've got a submarine that is parked just out here, making sure it's clear. Now I know that this point's clear. I'm going to move that submarine up again, and I'm going to start returning that to the main group. This group here can now sail through smoothly. So these two groups here have just gone out at each other and done a little bit of damage. This group here is now in the perfect position to open fire on the Spanish submarine. So in the places where you don't have naval bombers, this is how you do things. You lead out with a submarine. Submarine versus submarine is not very effective. However, if you have the destroyers backing up, you can generally get the combat over with pretty quickly. So this is going to take a couple of rounds. However, I mean, it is the better way to do it. Oh, am I already attacking? No, I'm not already attacking. Just click. And hopefully we'll get this down to at least halfway. Oh no, even better. We completely one-shot it, which is kind of surprising considering we have 6 submarines doing 3 damage, which is 18. And then, wait. Yes, no, wait, yes, that is 18, and then we have 3 destroyers, so the potential for 21. So that initial hit between our 2 submarines and his submarine must have been enough to, you know, take off 4 hit points, which is also odd, because they don't do enough damage for that. Maybe the submarine was already damaged. Either way, we killed a submarine. Let's move on. The reason I had to scout out this side as well is because we've got the submarine heading back at the moment, and the last thing I need is that running in installing our convoy. So that's what's happening there. Where are we at with this patrol? 7 minutes. Where's that at? 10 minutes. We don't want these naval bombers to attack. We just want our nav bombers to make sure our enemy is not heading back towards it. So actually for the time being, I am going to just move that a little off course. And these submarines up here, they're moving northwards to intercept this 1 DD as it comes around. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.